Hello, I'm Professor Kirsti Lonka, and here is a brief CV. I've been working in Finland. I was born in Finland, but I've also been a professor in Sweden, Netherlands, now in South Africa and some other countries. And I'm really happy to address the South American audience next. Because my new book, Phenomenal Learning from Finland, is coming in your own language, and it's coming out very soon. And probably while you're watching this video, it's already out. I wrote this book because I wanted to tell about the past, history, and especially the future of Finnish education. But before we go further, I would really love to tell you a bit about our school system for those who don't know anything about Finland and Finnish schools. First, what we are most investing in, the core of the whole educational system, is the teacher. So we are trying to select the best people to become teacher, to train them well, and to trust them. And the whole society appreciates teachers and schools very much. They are close to our hearts, and we have respect for our teachers. It's a valuable profession. There are different levels of teachers, and it's a bit similar in any country, but in Finland we have subject matter teachers. They have master's degree in their own domain, which can be like mathematics, and they may have minor, like physics, and they come to us, to our university, and we are training them pedagogically for 1 year and transform these experts into pedagogues. The next one is interesting. We have class teachers. Class teachers have educational science or educational psychology as their masters, and they also study 13 different subjects, and they usually specialize in 2. For instance, my husband is a teacher and he specialized in biology and sports, but usually they are able to teach all these 13 different domains. Then, very importantly, we invest in early childhood education and kindergarten teachers, preschool. And basically our preschool is from 3 to 6 years old. And our preschool teachers have a bachelor's degree in educational sciences, and they are specialized in how young children learn and develop. I'm teaching psychology for all these teachers at the University of Helsinki. So the training of subject matter teachers have been at the university for a long time, since 19th century. But already in 1970s, we introduced class teacher education to universities. So all subject matter and class teachers have master degree. And in 1990s, we also moved kindergarten teachers training to universities. And now all these future teachers are sharing the same studies, for instance, in psychology of learning and development, which is a very important core topic in our teacher training. But let's go towards the future. In 2012, we designed a new kind of collaborative learning environment for our future teachers, because we want to train them in that kind of physical, virtual, mobile environment that our schools are becoming. And since 2012, also our physical facilities are being changed towards more modern learning environment. Here is a brief video that you may watch then, if you're interested in how the social engagement is constantly changing, and we are also positioning people differently according to different kinds of pedagogical scripts. Summary of our teacher education. So it's a very high level, masters for all, and also it's very difficult to get to class teacher program, especially like 1,500 may apply, and we can only take in 120. So every year it's very difficult to decide who can come in and who can come not. And teachers are well respected. For instance, our Nobel Prize winner, Martti Ahtisaari, our former president of the Republic, had a class teacher education. And we still have respect for our teachers, short school days, long holidays, relatively good salary, and our teachers and students have life outside the schools. So we work from 9 to 4, 5 days a week, unlike in some of the other countries where the school days are very long and there is a lot of homework afterwards. Usually our children can do their homework, even in high school, in 1 or 2, maximum 2 hours per day. What we are supporting is the autonomy of our students, autonomy of our teachers, and this kind of respect and trust to teach our future citizens how to regulate their own learning, how to use mobile devices in a wise way, and how to collaborate and interact with each other. This is becoming increasingly important. So next, I'm going to tell you what are our latest improvements in our school system. Well, many people ask me, why do you need to change Finnish schools? Why to fix something that isn't broken? But the point is, the society is developing like this, and our school system is developing like this. In order to face all these surprises and challenges and complex, wicked problems of the current world, we really need to upgrade our school constantly. We need creative and active citizens who are able to solve difficult problems with each other in collaboration. And long time, our research has been pointing out that school engagement is drastically declining all over the world, also in Finland. And we are asking ourselves, are we alienating our youth with our old-fashioned practices at schools? We had this terrible pandemic, and it's also hitting South America. We needed to learn really fast, and all those who already were ready, who had taught their young students how to regulate the use of mobile devices, how to use the phones for learning, distance solutions, all those teachers were on the winning side during the spring 2020. And we are happy that we already started this transformation before this terrible pandemic. So what did we do in 2016 when we introduced the new curriculum and implemented in our school system? First, we started to introduce interdisciplinary or phenomenon-based projects. And we also introduced important 21st century skills for our students. Also, coding became mandatory, even for primary school students. Artificial intelligence, robotics, and also science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics kinds of projects were introduced in natural sciences. Also, the social digital networking of our students was important. What they are doing outside school is very much networking by using social, digital, mobile devices. And that kind of connected learning, to bring that also to school, was an important step. But still, what many people are wondering, we also have arts, sports, music, and even home economy, all kinds of physical activities involved in our school days. After every 45 minutes, we have a 15-minute break, and everybody's going outdoors to play freely during that break. It's important for your brain to develop arts, music, sports, handicrafts. So, what are these new competencies that we need to teach for our students? The practices of so-called digital natives is very much multitasking, reading from screen, chatting, gaming, social networking, being constantly online, and using mobile devices. This is what they do outside school, but we wanted to see how we can also make school more connected with what's going outside school. And we've been doing a lot of research in showing that actually using social media for information and interest is good for your school success and also your school engagement. So we think that our follow-up studies has already they have already shown that it's a good strategy to do this, to start digitalizing our schools. So where are we going next? What are the important 21st century skills that take us to the future that nobody knows what is going to happen? There we need the readiness to tolerate ambiguity, uncertainty, and prepare our youth for this uncertain future. So, what we did, we introduced the Finnish 21st century broad-based transversal competencies. And this nice pie is showing colorfully how you can have different levels in each of these. And you can also find out how your students and teachers are ready to apply them. To show them more clearly, the most important, the king competence, is thinking and learning how to learn skills, including how to regulate your own learning and how to co-regulate your learning with others. And here comes cultural competencies, communication skills, and self-expression. In Finland, we are a bit shy, and we really need to learn how to present ourselves and how to start flourishing in front of others. Of course, it's an important skill to take care of oneself, and everyday skills like time management, sleeping, food, exercise, these kinds of things, and managing your own economy as well. Multiliteracy is extremely important. It means that we need to differentiate false news from facts. We need to see how you communicate online in an ethical, sustainable way. What is the difference between how you act in Twitter and how you write a school essay? But multiliteracy is not only about text, it's also about movement. For instance, how Finnish tango is different from Argentinian tango. Very different movements. So you have to cultural literacy to read also kinesthetic expressions. And of course, as I already mentioned, ICT competencies. Not only how to use ICT, but learning how it works. And instead of playing games, how do you create games? That's something that is the key for future success. And in Finland, game industry is very important. You may know Angry Birds and all these other Finnish popular games. Work-life skills and entrepreneurships, that's very important because only 8% of Finnish people are actually entrepreneurs. You are much better in that. So we need to learn how to take risks, how to have an entrepreneurial mindset, how to find opportunities and grasp them. And that is something we are also studying at school. But also being an active citizen who lives in a democracy and readiness to build a sustainable future means that we are all having problems in global warming, all kinds of crises, clear water, clean water, forest, how to take care of our environment so that the future generations are going to be able to live on this planet. One interesting thing that everybody asks me is about phenomenon-based learning. In our group at the University of Helsinki, my students have been doing phenomenon-based projects for more than 20 years. So for us, it's nothing new, but it's now new in our curriculum. So what is this phenomenon-based learning? So it usually starts with a large phenomenon, something that students are curious about. And there may be a theme, like saving the planet, and then the students are deciding what interesting phenomenon they're studying, like energy, water, quick fashion, or something like that. And then we cross boundaries of subject matter so that we integrate different subject matter areas in these phenomenon-based learning processes. And it's of course difficult to schedule, and there is a lot of challenges. And it's somewhat similar, as I mentioned, this team, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and arts, that's the A, is also to think outside from the box. So, phenomenon-based learning starts with the natural curiosity of children. So, what is interesting them, what makes them curious, what kind of phenomena they want to look at. And we are also integrating these 7 important 21st century broad-based skills and competencies in these projects. It's very difficult to teach them within a subject matter topic. And then phenomenon-based learning also embraces holistic thinking. So we are studying this in a holistic way. And the logic of phenomenon-based learning doesn't start from silos of different subject matter topics, which are important. And 80%, 85% of our studying is still subject matter based. So only 1 or 2 of these kinds of projects per year are introduced. But still, the logic of phenomenon-based learning starts from a phenomenon like life and death, and then arts, does biology say, religious studies, music, Mozart, Requiem. How does it feel to lose somebody you love? That psychology part. So you integrate different kinds of perspectives with this. And also, we are going to change our physical environments. On the left side, there is the reality that I was growing up with. Lecture halls, endless lectures, isolated offices, people sitting there alone and filling in independently their work. On the right side, you can see so-called Starbucks culture. Wherever you have Wi-Fi, comfortable chairs, and coffee or tea, is a place to work side by side. And this is how young people actually work nowadays. You go to Beijing, Buenos Aires probably, everywhere around the world, you can see people who get together and work like this. And that's kind of culture we also want to bring to schools, because that's a natural way people are now working in projects and working with different kinds of interesting phenomena and project-based learning. So this is the time when my grandfather went to school, and many schools around the world still look very much like this, even in Finland. This is like, I saw one school in India, a ruin, 1,000-year-old classroom, and it looked like this. So we haven't got very far when it comes to rebuilding and redesigning our schools. So all over the world, people are redesigning schools and physical learning environments, because you need to also understand that technologies, they change our ways of interaction and communication. So we also need to change our physical environments. How to engage the learners? That's our core question, and that's the closest topic of research for me. I've been doing research on how to turn mass lectures into an engaging learning experience, how to train our future teachers so they can inspire and engage their own pupils in their own schools. So we need to combine physical environment, virtual environment, social environment, also mobile environment, because we can carry on in our pocket the whole world. But also mental spaces, mental models, how we think about learning needs to be changed. Learning is not anymore like feeding information for students, but it's more like collaboratively creating new knowledge. And this is changing very fast. And this kind of new kind of learning we really need all over the world. This is not a Finnish thing. This is a global thing. And we're also inviting you to be part of this global movement and to help our students to love learning. Joy of learning is far from entertainment. It's really being keen, interested, curious, and trying to make Finland a country where everybody loves learning. Recently, especially during the pandemic in Europe, we've been investing heavily in teachers' online training. So we have blended solutions where we sometimes meet, and then we have an investigative process of learning, engaging learning process online. And we are also building these kind of environments for other teachers around the world to scale up our high-level teacher training. And please be in touch with us if you are interested in developing a school in collaboration with us. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'm hoping that you find this inspiring, and I'm now ready to answer your questions in a webinar or when we meet again. Bye.